Hello, how are you doing today? I am Amzat Balkis, and I told you we are going to be going through the process of being so positively motivated enough to go through life struggles together. I am the lady with the most amazing voice you've ever listened to. Or you can just call me the girl who thrives through everything. Everything, I mean. To the Yorubas, Ekason, Ekaro, Ekurole, Ekale, whenever you're listening to this, that is for you. To the Hausas, Inakwana, Inahuni, I don't know how far I can go anymore. And to the Igbos, I'm still about learning this language, so I am sorry, pardon me, but you can take this. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, good whichever you're listening to. I am Balkis, like I said earlier. And before diving into being positively motivated enough to be liberated from depression and suicide, what is depression and suicide? What do you understand by depression and suicide? I know so many around the world have heard depression and suicide, but then some are still on the verge of killing themselves, or they are still in this bondage called depression and suicide. I am not being spiritual here, but then I am telling you, depression and suicide is something that happens right inside our head, and the next person will not see it. It is a war we fight inside us, inside our brain cells, and nobody knows we are going through World War III. Now, let's test this water by explaining depression and as well as suicide. These two are half siblings, least you know. If you don't know, let me tell you today. Should I call them half siblings? No, they are sisters with this very nice and thick bond. When one is around, you see the other very soon. And now their mother is called the mental illness. And mental illness, not being mad, walking around the street in torn clothes and, looking dirty, haggard, picking things from the trash can to eat. No. But then, mental illnesses are diagnosable mental disorders. When you see a psychiatrist, when you see any doctor, they can point to you that this person is going through mental illness, this person is having this mental disorder, and so whatever thing that has signs and symptoms that are diagnosable and that occurs inside the head. That is why I said the psychiatrists are one of the most important people in this field. Now, and all this thing occurs, and the things you start seeing, or the things a person feels, is alternation in thinking, mood, behavior, and all this is associated with stress. You start feeling stressed about a particular thing, and it changes your mood, it changes your thinking processes, it changes your behavior, even to those around you, even to your own particular self. And this is where we need to know that when it's happening inside your head, it affects everything. Your emotional state affects both physical and everything about your lifestyle. Now, when you begin to struggle with mental health, you start to experience some things like loneliness, anxiety. A person starts to gravitate towards addiction. Probably there is something that when the person takes this thing, when the person does this thing, this person, feels a bit better about themselves. Some people does drugs, some people get addicted to alcohol, some people get addicted to sex. There's so many things we'll talk about under this addiction and all. And so also there is attention deficits. The person starts to feel as if they are not getting attention enough. And then, deep down, they don't want this attention. But then there is something in them craving for it. And, it's so weird. It's intertwined in a funny way. And when this person loses anybody, there is grief. And sometimes it's not even about losing a person. The person might not be dead. The person might just not probably be in their circle anymore. And the person starts to feel grief. You start to feel grief, like, okay. And then there is relationship problems. Not only lovers kind of relationship, but then relationship with friends, with family. There is problem because there is a problem with the thinking process, the behavioral process, and as well as mood. That's when you say a person has mood swing. And then when the person has mood swings, the person talks to anybody anyhow. And then when the person is fine, the person will now come back. I am sorry. But then there is a crack in your relationship with that particular person at that time, and you just feel like, I don't want to be around this person, because whenever I'm around this person and their mood swing comes, they talk anyhow, and I don't want to be talked to anyhow. They are not the one doing this. Okay, this is not an excuse for a person to be rude. But then, in most cases, the mind is unique and it goes wrong in unique ways. It is interesting to know that mental illness is more common than cancer, diabetes, even heart diseases around the world. According to World Health Organization, about 800,000 people die due to suicide every day, and suicide is linked to mental illness, mental health problems. So, I don't want you to be a part of the next 800,000 people the World Health Organization will want to come up with, because I love you. So, in every 4 seconds, there is one suicide case around the world. Think about it. 800,000, that is the estimate, and then one suicide per 4 seconds. So in 60 minutes we have, oh my god, I don't want to think about it. And then there is also this thing that nearly half of the world is affected by mental illness. So let me tell you, amongst 4 people, 3 is affected by mental illness. So, and this thing has a very great effect on self-esteem, their relationship, and ability to function on day-to-day activities, even day-to-day interactions with people. There is always a problem, and when there is a problem in your day-to-day functioning, there is a problem with your life. It is something that goes a very, very long way in human life. Like I said earlier, when there is a problem with the mental processing, there is a problem with the whole body system. So without getting help for depression, a person graduates to a stage, when you leave junior secondary school, you go to senior secondary school. So a person graduates to the suicidal thought stage before leading to the suicide stage. Suicidal thoughts is like, okay, can I just die? When a person starts to feel lonely, probably they just want to be alone, they're just alone, they start to think, yeah, nobody cares about me, nobody want to talk to me, nobody cares if I'm dead or alive, and then they, start thinking of, let me just pack up. They go 6 feet under. If you go 6 feet under, there is problem, because you are leaving a very big hole on the world. There are generations that would suffer just because you've gone. You are a greatness waiting to happen. So if you kill yourself now, I am sorry, you just denied the world one of the greatest things that would have ever happened to it. The burial ground is one of the wealthiest places in the world. There is no place as wealthy as the burial ground, because there are so many discoveries that dies with the person in that place. There are so many books that are to be written that would have been the best thing the world would have seen, that is 6 feet under in the burial ground. The mortuaries, go there. Those places are the wealthiest place you will ever see. That is because there are some people who were supposed to do the world great, but then they left us earlier because they couldn't do it. They felt they couldn't. So now I am saying this to you. You can do it. You can be that great thing you are meant to be. Do not think about killing yourself. It's not worth it. So now let's continue about what depression is. A person with depression begins to feel, lonely, sad, unimportant, and, in most cases, the mind is unique, like I said earlier, so it tends to go wrong in unique ways. So you need to understand that these things, you can't see it. So you need to tread cautiously when dealing with it. A person will tell you they feel lonely, and then you'll be like, guy, listen to one mad jam, you go do alright. Really? This is not about the mad jam, my brother. This is about the fact that this person, there is something beginning to go wrong inside the head. A person tells you, I am sad, and then you ask, why are you sad? And then they can't even give you any concrete reason for being sad. They are just sad. My dear, there is something wrong. Probe further. Let them talk to you. Give them, even if it is 5 minutes of their time, to make them feel important. A person tells you, I don't know, I just feel as if I feel as if something should just happen. One bad thing should just happen. There is a problem. Don't run for your life yet, but then run to save this person's life, because this person might end up killing themselves. And then in the next 2-3 hours, you start hearing, but I saw this person just now. No. You saw the person, but then the person told you already that they are about to go down, and there was nothing you could do about it because you weren't seeing it. It wasn't malaria that you could touch them and feel their temperature. It's not a wound that you could tell them, how are we going to clean it? This thing is big. But it's a wound inside their head that needs careful treatment, but we couldn't do that. Now listen, Albert Camus once said, in the end, it takes more courage to live than for a person to kill himself. The people with depression and suicide, all they want is just to be free from the pain and the fire that goes inside their head, and they cannot even place their hand on it. You are not seeing this flame, so it's not easy for them to explain it to you. You know, sometimes the house might be burning as if there is inferno, and then all you see is just tiny smoke. That is the way this thing works. It is inside the head, so there is no way you can see it, but then the person experiencing it knows they are on fire. Their ass is on nails. They are sitting on a bag of nail and they need help. And that is why you and I need to do this. And that is why I'm saying this. I'm going to be with you all through this journey. We're going to liberate ourselves from depression and suicide together. And we're going to tell the world our story. Because I'm going to start with mine. So when next we're going to be talking about your story. And a bit of mine. There is no experience. No two experiences are the same. Experiences are different. Pain feels different. So we feel it differently. You can be having a pain around your neck, but then this pain is coming from a particular nerve that doesn't have, a sensor in that area, but the sensor is around the neck, so you think it's your neck that is paining you. And that is why how depression and suicide works. Please and please, do not deprive the world of the greatness it is meant to record as its own. I told you the mortuary, the cemetery, the burial grounds are the wealthiest place in the world. That is because all the ideas, the beautiful things that would have been, helpful to generations to come, like you and I, is down there, wasted, not published. Those books were not published. Those discoveries were not made. The scientific solutions were not made. There is even a probability that this depression and suicide drug would have been gotten if that person did not kill himself. So please, we're going to go through this journey together. No one will go 6 feet under, but we all are going to be 6 feet above, with all the hope we can gather. And we're going to liberate ourselves with the most positive feeling that gets us motivated enough to live through life struggles. I am the most amazing thing after sliced bread, and my voice you want to listen to every time. I am Amzat Balkis. Watch out when I tell you about how I met myself next week. Stay safe. To my Yorubas, Odabo. To the Igbos, I told you I'm going to learn. To the Hausas, I don't know how to say that. But then to everybody, bye-bye. Take care. Stay safe. Do not go 6 feet under, but stay 6 feet above to listen to this amazing voice. Thank you.